So you're ready to make a movie, but you've only got 20 bucks. Great, more than I had for my first film. Hi, I'm Brett Mauser, and today is the first episode of our viewer request series. Remember, we're here to help answer your questions about how to make a movie with no money. So when you have a question, ask it and we'll answer it. These episodes we put out as we get those questions, so it won't be a regular series with regular release dates. We shoot several What Went Wrong episodes at one time, so it might be a month or more before we shoot more. So we're doing these to give you a quick response to your questions. Today we're answering a question from Madman Mikey, who writes, I am putting together a short fan film right now. I don't want to spoil the beans, but it's on a short-lived TV show with a small but devoted audience. It will rub up against copyright, but if it gets struck down, I'm okay with that. So learning how to avoid a copyright strike would be good to learn. Second, I'm working with a budget of about 20 bucks. So getting ideas on how to barter services or show appreciation when there's no money would be helpful. So let's break it down. First, making fan films and avoiding copyright strikes. This is a tough one, especially on YouTube. Some say YouTube's copyright system is broken. I would say it was nuked from orbit about 10 years ago. YouTube doesn't care about your rights. Let's get that out of the way right now. Otherwise, they'd have a way to protect fair use and licensed music. Unless you're a YouTube partner who brings in a big chunk of ad revenue, there's not much you can do when it comes to copyright strikes outside of the automated system. Our film Dog's Life got a copyright strike because we had music from the rapper Capone. We used the automated system to dispute the copyright request, but it was denied. Now, I have signed contracts from Capone himself, granting us the rights, but he uses another company to police those rights, and they denied them, despite a signed contract. The only other course of action YouTube gives me could result in my channel being deleted if I don't win that dispute. Our film The Loons, starring Jade Esteban Estrada, utilizes one of his songs. He is singing his song that he wrote and he owns the copyright to. However, he has the very same company Capone uses policing his copyrights. So, copyright strike, then dispute declined. So, you can't find The Loons on YouTube. There are also copyright trolls that will strike you knowing they don't have any right to do so, just to be able to get all the ad revenue on your video. Another YouTube channel who we work with is Movie Mac Reviews. He reviews films in a funny, creative way using basic animation. You could jump over and check his channel out. His first channel was completely removed because of copyright strikes, despite the fact that he was fully within his rights under fair use. So, he's had to change his format. It's still good, but it's not quite the same. So, what I'm saying is YouTube's copyright system is broken. You can be fully within your rights, but you can still get a copyright strike. So, there's no guarantee you'll be safe. Now, when it comes to intellectual property, like fan films, there are a lot of legal nuances from fair use to parody or satire. No, parody, crap. Look, I'll have to do an episode on parody versus satire because it's as complicated as trying to explain the difference between sarcasm and irony.
Wissen Sie, wo die Juden sind?
Ah, is that irony? Very good.
What?
A Frenchman being shot by a German who looks like Hitler.
No. You would expect that. Sarcasm and irony are both things that you would expect. Sarcasm and irony are both things that you would not expect to happen.
Do you expect not to happen?
Sarcasm and irony are both things that you would expect not to happen.
I'm just so bloody confused.
But you being confused is not ironic, you see?
Ah!
Shall we go now, sir?
I was ready to go when the Frenchman showed up, but you were to engage that fellow in a conversation about irony and sarcasm when we all know that the entire situation of finding a Frenchman in battle is ironic to begin with.
What's the exact answer to your question? Well, there isn't a direct one. Odds are you're going to be fine. Will you be violating intellectual property rights? Probably, but you can always spoof a show. Think about Saturday Night Live and sketch shows that make fun of popular shows and movies. They're fine because they're making fun of it. They're not trying to steal something and pass it off as their own. They're directly spoofing it. All of my first films were spoofs of the TV mystery movie, Inspector Clouseau of the Pink Panther, and even Indiana Jones and James Bond. Most companies aren't going to care, but then you'll get something like Axanar, which creates a great fan base, then raises an incredible amount of money to make a fan film of Star Trek. So the Star Trek folks freaked out because now they're competition. They had every right to go after them. Was it the right thing to do? Probably not, as the fan backlash was intense. We have a series called Two Cobras in a Cup. We spoof the old G.I. Joe series from the 80s. It's a spoof, but there may be enough crossover that it could get flagged. Are we worried? No. First off, no one's watching it, so no one cares. Second, if it does get flagged and we have to remove it, I'm fine with it. I just did it for fun and for the love of the original. It would suck, but I went into it knowing it could get removed. So if you're going to make a fan film, know that you could get copyright strikes, but odds are you won't. Just don't monetize it and you should be fine. Worst case, you'll get a cease and desist letter. If you do, just acknowledge they have the rights to do so and then move on. This is why I recommend people only make fan films because they're passionate about the show or movie or book or whatever. Not for fame and glory, and especially not money. Which reminds me, since you can't make money on your fan film, don't put money into your fan film, aside from your 20 bucks or whatever, because you can never make it back. So if you're worried about getting a copyright strike, then just don't make your fan film. If you don't care and you realize the worst that can happen is you lose your channel, and you know you're not going to go to jail or anything because of it, then do it and just stop worrying about it. Your next question is about showing appreciation to your cast and crew when you've only got 20 bucks. This is a tough one. Obviously, since you're a fan film and you can't make money off of your project, then you can't defer them. Now, deferring an actor means that you will pay them if and when the movie makes money. Since you can't make any money, then this is null and void. But I will tell you this, the very best way to show your appreciation is to finish the movie. Find any actor who's been doing this for a while, any actor, and ask them if they've ever acted in something that was never finished. Odds are you'll get moans and groans, but every actor will have been in something that was abandoned or never finished, or was shot 5 years ago and is still in post. Don't be that film. Do yourself and your actors a favor. Finish your movie. They'll have something that highlights their work, and they'll appreciate seeing the results of their hard work. Another good thing to do is to feed them. We have an episode on food over on our website, notsosane.com. Check that out for more details. Next, an after party or some sort of premiere will always be appreciated by your talent. They get to socialize, blow smoke up each other's asses, and just have a good time. It helps your cast and crew bond, and they'll be more likely to want to work with you in the future. Now, your premiere doesn't have to be fancy. I've had premieres in my apartment, at a pizza joint, and yes, even an actual theater like the Alamo Drafthouse. Some places are free, others can cost some pretty big bucks. But the important thing is having a physical place people can go and watch their movie with other people. Of course, paying them is good too, but when you have no money, then that's not going to happen. I hope this has helped with your questions. We have an episode coming up soon about where to get your ideas, so you'll probably want to check that out too. Until then, keep your questions coming, and we'll do our best to answer them. And of course, check out the book on making a movie with no money, now on Amazon. And find our entire catalog of features, shorts, and what went wrong episodes, and soon our online training course, only over at notsosane.com.